This is a video to show the assembly process of the Boomcopter. The Boomcopter is predominantly 3D printed. There are 17 3D printed parts in total. Other than that, there are some carbon tubes, some belts, some bearings, some nuts and bolts, and that's kind of it really. Oh, and some squashy rings too, which become apparent a bit later on. So let's just kick off and get the build. Hopefully it should go pretty smoothly, but let's see how it goes. So I'm going to start off with the front arm, which again, like this part, is a 14mm carbon tube with some strategically placed 4mm holes. Onto this, I'm going to put the first arm and leg. So everything that goes on a carbon tube has a spigot, so it can't rotate. So I'm not sure that's going to be picked up there, but there's a spigot there and there's one on the leg as well. Those bits then clamp around the arm, like that, close together. And then you've got 4 holes for 4 M3 nuts and bolts. I'll just put 2 in though, to speed up the build. The nut actually has a nut-shaped recess, so the nut can't turn when you tighten it up. There's one in there. I'll put the one in there, like that. Next, we put on 2 of these squadgy wings. A bit tight, but they go on. There we go. It's 1 and 2. And now we'll do the other arm. So the same process. The leg goes on there. The arm goes on there. Squash together. Clicks together. 1 bolt. 1 nut. Like I say, they should have 4 either side, but I'll just put 2 in to speed things up. Because of the spigots, those things won't, that's never going to turn around in that shaft. And the legs are nicely profiled, so to add no real drag. So that's really the front arms. Sits down like that. This is the main chassis, so the next thing is to put the arm in the chassis. And again, not sure how well that comes on the camera, but some spigots there that go into 2 holes, and you might even hear it click into place. Let's have a look. Oops, it goes that way around. There you go, clicks into place. And then these blocks here, which I've already put the M3 nuts in, again with the spigot, locks it in place, goes on here. Should have them clicking again. Okay, that one didn't click. Let's try this one. No, but they're very much engaged. And then just put some long M3 bolts. 1 in there. And that's that bit done. Next we'll put the tail boom on. Before we do that, again we get the last of those 3 squadgy rings and slide that over. Like that. This thing goes in like, whoops, slide it a bit further. That then goes in there and locks into 2 more spigots. Clicks into place. The last block goes over there. And then some more bolts in there. 1, 2. There's that one, and then there's no block that goes over that bit there because that's where this bit comes in, and this bit is really the shaft, this boom pop spinner. So that goes over there, slides down, clicks into place, 2 more bolts, 1 there, and then there. Just go in place. Now there should be M3 nuts, again recessed into M3 nut size holes for these bolts, but they're a tiny bit fiddly to get in place on camera, so I won't bother that for this video, but they should be in there. Okay, and then that's the frame so far. Next that goes in here is the boom prop spinner, which is this part here. This needs 2 bearings. One here, one goes in there like that. They can be a bit stiff, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Put it on the table so you can force it in. There we go, there's one in there. And then one in this side. It goes in like, there we go, clicks in there. That will then go over here. Nice and smooth, no play whatsoever. And then this bit here just stops it from coming off, so we put that over there. It's in place. This should also have a clamping bolt. Goes in there. There we go. That bit's lovely and smooth, but with absolutely no play whatsoever. Next we'll do the tail yaw system, which is this bit here. The servo goes in like that. It's a bit fiddly again to do on camera, but it clicks in place, and then you have one bolt that goes to the bottom. Another one, if I can get it in there on camera, it goes in the top like that. And 2 more nuts. There's one in there, and that one again goes in like that. Okay. Next is the yaw spinner. So this is the bit where the tail motor goes on that controls the yaw of the Boomcopter. Again, 2 more bearings. Bit stiff, but that's cool. That's in there. Another one on this side. There you go, clicks in place. This end slides over like that. With, actually I'll put these on first. Some clamping bolts, put them on there, and again a nut goes into a nut recess. 1, 2, there we go. Put it on there, slides over nicely, try and get it level, about like that. That'll do for now. Tighten it up. And that isn't going anywhere. The yaw spinner then goes over like that. And again, another clamp at the end. Just do that in there. That goes on at the end. And then it tightens up. And again we have a yaw mechanism with actually 0 slop, 0 play. That bit there. I've actually forgotten to put the belt on, but the belt should go on there. We won't worry about that for now. And that is the basic chassis for the Boomcopter. So the next bit is rather fiddly. I might speed up the part of the video on this, but this is the isolation part for where the battery clamps at the bottom via some straps and your electronics goes on the top. I'm not sure how well the camera was picking it up, but you can see hopefully there's a circular recess in there, and inside there is where these spongy rings sit, and this is the fiddly part. So this goes through like this, and let's see if I can do this. It's on there, and now it's a case of trying to tuck these sponge rings inside the plastic. Normally it takes about 5 minutes or so to do, so let's see how well I can do it. And that is the third one. next all we do is put the top on, which, if you can see there, completes the circle recess in which those foam rings sit in. So that goes on the top there, and it's held in place with 6 nylon M4 bolts, so there's no real weight to those at all. So put those on there, just tighten them up. And there we have our isolated platform with the battery strapped to the bottom there. Your flight controller on the top there. It really is completely isolated in every direction from the whole frame. The electronics, the ESCs go in the bottom there. I'm not sure you can see that. There's the space there to hold a 26mm wide ESC. When you put heat shrink over it, it makes a nice profile, and all the cables can go down the tube there. Here's a white one with the ESC there, and then a black one there as well. The yaw mechanism on the Boomcopter is handled by a belt drive system, just like the main boom pop. It goes around there, goes around the tail, and then the pinion on the servo. This is the 3D printed pinion gear, but we need a way of fixing that onto there, and it's pretty straightforward. So what we need to do is get the original servo horn here, and we snip off about there, there, goodness knows where those bits are going, and there, and we end up with a servo horn that looks a bit like that. That should then push in there rather neatly, which it does, but I need to get it out. But we need to glue that in place. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, put a bit of kicker on this. Leave it there. Get a bit of CA glue, carefully put it around there a bit, like this. That'll do. Then we push that in there, and we push it upside down, push it down, there you go, and then that's keyed in there, so it can't turn around at all, and now it's held in with glue as well. It's very robust, but to make sure it doesn't come out, put some more glue over the top to sort of embalm it effectively. Put glue there, put it there, oops, put it there, put it there. Just give it a couple of moments to let that glue seep in and work around the various parts. I'm doing this slightly quick now, so I'll give it another quick blast to the kicker. I'll normally leave that to set up a little bit longer. But there we go, give it a few moments. Now we have our toothed pinion gear for the yaw servo with the original servo horn really securely fixed in there. We just need to put it on the tail mechanism. So the belt goes around that part, the tooth servo horn goes on there. This is a bit fiddly, but push that in like so. There's then a 2.5mm bolt that goes in there, which really does clamp everything together. Put it in. There you go. And then it's all done.